Welcome to a Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Of course, today we'll be taking a look at the Northwest region. But first, let's serve you with our top stories. Now, the death toll from the devastating floods that hit Mokwa local government area of Niger State and its environs has now climbed to more than 200. Now, the Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs in Niger State, Ahmed Suleiman, who disclosed this on Channels Television's breakfast program, The Morning Brief, said emergency operations are currently ongoing, and as a result, the exact death toll cannot be determined now. Mr. Suleiman said the Umar Bago administration in the north central state has activated an emergency response and directed the distribution of relief materials to the displaced victims of the floods who are housed in makeshift camps.
The numbers, nobody can tell you the number of casualty in Niger State right now, because up to now, the cops, we're still looking for them, and the numbers of them, when we tell you this is the actual number, by now we have more than 200 numbers of casualty or cops. But we're still looking for more, because we were told by the Mokwa local government that they're still discovering cops up to now. So we are trying to wait for them and know the actual number of cops before giving you this is the figures. But now, sincerely speaking, we have to appreciate the effort of the Niger State government, and including our ministers, both the Zone C, the Zone A, and the Zone B ministers. They contributed their own. Even Mr. Obi came yesterday, we were together. So he also donated the sum of 20 million naira. So at least by now, there are a lot of damages. The damages on ground now, nobody can, you cannot get it right on media or any other social way. But when you go there, you see it by yourself. There are a lot of damages, loss of life, loss of properties, and so many things there.
As the ongoing nationwide strike embarked upon by the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, enters the second day, the Edo State chapter has emphatically dissociated itself with the industrial action directed by the national body. Speaking to Channels Television at the Edo State High Court complex in Benin City, the organizing secretary, JUSN, Edo State chapter, Egunwari Linda, confirmed that all the courts in Edo State are fully functional. The situation, however, is not the same with the federal courts, as the visit to some federal courts also in the state capital showed compliance with the nationwide strike. Some security personnel at the court premises who pleaded anonymity said the courts have been locked down for business since Monday, June the 2nd.
As regards the nationwide JUSN strike, Edo State chapter, especially the Edo State Judiciary, we didn't take part in the JUSN strike. We are in full swing. The courts are sitting. Even the Honorable CJ is already, she is even in his court sitting. I'm in my office doing my work. So the activities in the Edo State Judiciary, High Court, Magistrate Court, District, Area Customary Court, we are all in full working activities. We are not on strike.
More on the strike embarked upon by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSN, on Monday. While the industrial action disrupted activities at the Federal High Court, Appeal Court, and National Industrial Court in Kaduna State, as judges, lawyers, staff, and litigants were locked from accessing the court premises. The courts in Kebbi were also non-functional, as striking workers locked offices and courtrooms. Meanwhile, a legal practitioner in Katsina State is appealing to all sides to resolve the issues.
The Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, is continuing its nationwide strike, which is paralyzing court activities in several states, including Kaduna, Kebbi, and Katsina. The strike, which began midnight on Sunday, follows the union's failure to resolve long-standing issues with the Ministry of Labor and Employment. JUSUN is demanding the immediate payment of unpaid wage awards, the implementation of the 70,000 naira national minimum wage, and a 25 to 35% salary increase for judiciary staff across the country. In Kaduna, courts across the state remain closed as judiciary workers are complying fully with the strike directive. Legal proceedings are not taking place and litigants are waiting outside locked rooms with growing frustration.
Today is 2nd June. May of last month, we are yet to receive the outstanding, the arrears of the 25% and 35%. Then the third one, we are talking about the wage award. We have a pending wage award which is yet to be paid. And up to this moment, we've been receiving promises and counter promises, all to no avail. The union patiently waited all this while, thinking that before now, all things will be resolved.
In Kebbi State, the situation is unfolding differently. The Federal High Court in Birnin Kebbi remains shut, with staff completely observing the strike. However, state courts are staying open and legal proceedings are continuing without any disruption. Despite efforts to monitor court activity, security personnel prevented Channel's crew from recording video footage within the premises. In Katsina, judiciary workers are yet to join the ongoing strike. One Katsina-based lawyer is calling on the government and the union to return to the negotiation table, stressing that the current economic situation is worsening the plight of judiciary staff.
This strike, if it takes time, those who have litigation pending before courts, it will affect them negatively, and there are some people that they are in jail, thinking for jail. Their freedom will equally been jeopardized.
Similar calls have been made to all parties to resolve the matter and for the federal government to understand the predicament of workers amid the economic realities in the country.
Meanwhile, JUSUN members also locked the gates of the Federal High Court and National Industrial Court in Kano, effectively halting all judicial activities. The coordinator of the striking workers says their demand stands as they are fully complying with the national directive.
We started this strike on 12 midnight Sunday, but the strike actually, the impact of strike actually, all the divisions are complied except some staffs from some chapters like Supreme Court chapters and NJC. But yesterday they didn't comply. They even released the letter that they not joined the strike. But a part of Court of Appeal, all the divisions nationwide are complied fully. Federal Court also complied fully. National Industrial Court and the rest, they all complied with this strike. Inshallah, by the time we spend like 1 week during the strike, inshallah, I know Mr. President will intervene. But yes, I'm sure that he don't know what is going on. He don't know what is going on in the judiciary. Yes, I'm sure when the Baba hear about it, I know he will intervene, inshallah, by the great support. I'm calling for the staff and litigants to give us maximum cooperation to do this strike, because actually, even though itself, when the strike is be fully impacted, they will enjoy it also.
Once again, the brain drain in the nation's health sector is being discussed by experts, and the president of the West African College of Surgeons, Professor Ibrahim Yakasai, is calling for mentorship, infrastructure and policy reform to help address the issue. Professor Yakasai made the call at a colloquium organized by the ECOWAS College of Surgeons in Kano. He wants governments at all levels to intervene and invest in the sector.
The West African College of Surgeons is convening this colloquium under the Transforming Surgery and Medical Leadership. Critical issues affecting Nigeria's health sector is brought to the fore, especially as Nigeria continues to churn out more surgeons.
Our major worry has been to retain these doctors to stay back and offer service in Nigeria, which has been difficult over the years, and over the last 5-6 years it has become virtually impossible. Not only are we losing consultants by the day when they qualify, but when you go to the postgraduate medical colleges now, even the residents before training are changing their mind to go to Europe for greener pastures.
The risk in brain drain in the sector is a concern for the president of the college, Professor Ibrahim Yakasai, who suggests what can be done to salvage the situation.
And I think as far as government is concerned, what the government needs to do is not increasing quota policy. It is the policy of retention policy. And I know most of us will jump. It is the issue of remuneration, the issue of accommodation, and the issue of vehicle. So the federal government can give soft law, I am sure, of a housing, of a vehicle, and the improved remuneration. We'll have no reason to go anywhere.
The Kano State government pledges to continue to invest in the sector and give doctors a reason to stay.
I would like to assure you that we'll continue to have our support in all areas possible. We'll continue to support you so that we encourage others that will come after you. Kano is known for producing very brilliant people in various spheres of life who have been doing remarkably well in their respective fields of endeavor. We will continue to cherish you, we will continue to support you and encourage you.
The stakeholders are optimistic that the future of surgery in Nigeria can be achieved through robust reforms to reverse the trend from brain drain to brain gain. From Kano Commercial City, Nanchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
We're in Katsina now, where Governor Diko Rada has called on religious and traditional leaders as well as politicians to play their role in tackling insecurity and other societal problems bedeviling the state. According to him, 30% of insecurity problems take place in the forest, whereas 70 to 80% take place in the city center. Governor Rada stated this at the Government House during a special prayer session organized to seek divine intervention against the lingering socio-economic and security challenges witnessed in Katsina as part of activities lined up to mark his second-year anniversary as the 5th democratically elected governor of the state.
Saboda tsakani da Allah mutane sun fi sauraron malamai da 'yan siyasa. To yana da kyau, jiya mun yi mitin na tsaro, kuma mun yi analysis mun gane cewa kashi 30 ko 20 na matsalar da ake yi daga cikin daji. Amma kashi 70 zuwa 80 a cikin garuruwa. Su 'yan daji mutanen garin su ke ba su labarin ga wani ga gidan wani ga shanun wani ga ɗin wani wa'anda muke kwana muna tashi su. Mutanen gari su ke sai da musu ƙwayar da suke sha su zo su kashe. mutanen gari ke sai da musu fetur da suke hawan babura su zo su kashe, mutanen gari ke zuwa daji su yi musu allura su yi musu magani in suna da ciwo, mutanen gari ke sai da musu dabbobi in sun sa, mutanen gari yadda ɗin su ke ɗaukar kuɗin masu je su kai musu in an ba da kuɗin fasai.
Minister of Youth Development Ayodele Olawande has reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the establishment of the Nigeria Youth Academy, a project aimed at addressing youth unemployment across the country. The minister made this known during the Youth Interactive session with the Kebbi State Governor, organized by the Kebbi Youth to mark the second anniversary of Governor Nasir Idris' administration in Birnin Kebbi.
Youth groups from across Kebbi State gather in Birnin Kebbi to reflect on Governor Nasir Idris' 2 years in office, an event that also serves as a platform for dialogue, progress review, and policy discussion. Taking the stage, Governor Nasir Idris lists several key achievements of his administration, many of which directly impact young people in the state.
Kebbi State government is building skill acquisition centers. We want every local government in Kebbi State have at least 1 or 2 skill acquisition centers, so that our youth can go there and learn, and by God grace, at the end of the period, government will provide tools and giving them a support so that they can go and stand on their own. We have started, and by God grace will continue.
The event includes an interaction with the Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, who commends the active involvement of Kebbi youth in governance. He uses the opportunity to also spotlight national efforts under President Tinubu, such as the Nigeria Youth Academy.
President Bola Tinubu believes in youth and more value than to serve on social media assistant, but to be a minister and MDA. And the governor of Kebbi have proven us all beyond doubt that 70% of cabinets are young people. With President Bola Tinubu, the youth inclusion is not a campaign or a slogan. It is a national priority. The president knows and appreciates the value of young people.
As the federal government is doubling down on youth development, the youth encourage events like this to reinforce the partnership between young Nigerians and the nation's leaders.
Better days may lie ahead for farmers in Jigawa State as they are now undergoing a significant shift from traditional to modern agricultural practices following a series of initiatives by the current administration. Now, Sadiq Ilyasu reports on how this transformation is shaping the state's farming landscape in Jigawa.
Over the years, farmers in Jigawa State have relied solely on traditional farming techniques and implements, thereby gaining little for their efforts. However, the administration of Governor Umar Namadi is changing the narrative with the acquisition of over 300 tractors and other farming techniques introduced to enhance productivity and boost food security in the state.
We have also made significant progress in our effort to transform the production system from subsistence agriculture characterized by too much drudgery to mechanized agriculture through the supply of hundreds of tractors, combined harvesters, and other agricultural equipment.
The state government is also investing in youth empowerment. Gali Suraj is one of the youth trained to support farmers with modern equipment and expertise.
This program has changed my life because I'm now employed. Since before we come back from China, the Governor Malam Umadi has promised to us, if you come back from our training, we are here with our offer. And now we are employed now with our offer and allowance. And we're having the everyday allowance and we're having the salary.
In Megatari, communities that once had little or no farming activity are now thriving thanks to the introduction of pipe irrigation systems that have revolutionized access to water.
This has brought about development in our activities, and this will translate to better yield. We used to find it difficult, but with the recent initiatives, better days are ahead.
A greenhouse established in Megatari local government is a prime example of this transformation. Despite being out of season, fresh vegetables from the greenhouse are now reaching markets across the state. Modern fish farming is also set to take off as new aquaculture facility nears completion in the area.
You see, it's about 10 hectares of land which has been cultivated. Water is drawn from the ground to be used on the surface. So we are going to replicate this one as well. The open field farming and the modern agricultural farming in the greenhouses and open field farming.
The Jigawa state government believes that with these initiatives, it is positioning the state as a model for modern agriculture in Nigeria. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
A former senator who represented Kaduna Central District in the 8th National Assembly, Shehu Sani, has appealed to Northerners to support the second-term bid of President Bola Tinubu to complete the 8-year Southwest presidency come 2027. He also criticized past Northern political leaders for their failure to develop the region despite holding power for 11 years. Addressing a press conference in Kaduna, Senator Sani, who defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress from the People's Democratic Party, commended President Bola Tinubu's administration for his progressive effort in the development of the North within his 2 years in office, calling on Northerners to support the president for re-election in 2 years' time.
For the masses of the North, let them not be incited against a government that is doing far better than the one that comes from this part of the country. Let them not be incited against a president who has supported our own for 8 years in power. I've had a lot of comments and a lot of remarks, many of them that are laced with sectional and ethnic, sometimes religious sentiments. But let us put it in proper perspective. The northwestern part of Nigeria has produced 2 presidents since 1999. One was President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and second was President Muhammadu Buhari. And in all these elections, the southwestern part of Nigeria has supported the North and never gave any serious challenge as far as the smooth running of President Muhammadu Buhari is concerned. So it's only logical that we allow the South to complete their own 8 years in power for the peace, for the unity, and for the survival of our democracy. And even from the side of the opposition, if they had any candidate, that candidate should be from the southern part of Nigeria. That is equity, that is justice, that is fairness.
And now to some breaking news, and indeed here's an update on the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN Industrial Action. Well, the body has suspended its ongoing strike action and has directed its members to now resume work tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 4th. The suspension of the industrial action, which began on Monday, June the 2nd, across all its federal chapters, was contained in a communique issued after a series of meetings held with representatives of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, and other stakeholders. Once again, the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, has suspended its ongoing strike action and has directed its members to resume work tomorrow, Wednesday, June the 4th. That's Newsroom Series. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.